Yes, people. What's going on? It's the Kitty G, and I'm back again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about Hector Bellerin. We're going to be talking about the fact that Hector Bellerin is being linked to PSG. Yes, Hector Bellerin is being linked to PSG today. The stories are coming out that Pochettino wants Hector Bellerin part of his plans at Paris Saint-Germain. He wants him as his future right back. He wants to get him in as strength to strengthen his side. And you know what? He's set to swoop in for the right back come this summer, right? And who is Arsenal looking to line up as a possible replacement? It looks like Arsenal is looking to line up Max Aarons as one of the possible replacements that we could be bringing in. The Norwich right back could be one of the players that we bring in to our team to bring in for the future at right back position. He would be one of the replacements they would be looking at for Hector Bellerin. Hector Bellerin looks like he has surplus his requirements at Arsenal, and he has said some damning reports recently, and I will get to those all in a few moments. Also, another player that we're looking at is the man at Brighton, the former Chelsea player, Tariq Lamptey. So it is said that Tariq Lamptey is another one of those players that we are looking at. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head how much Tariq Lamptey would cost, but I'm sure if the reports are saying 30 to 35 million for Hector Bellerin, maybe as low as 25 million. The links are heavily linking us for a 30 million pound move, and Pochettino wants him and is a big fan of the right back and would like to bring him in, but it looks like we would be able to get Tariq Lamptey as a possible replacement. Yes, so today's stream, we're just going to be talking about all this. We're going to be getting through Hector Bellerin's possible move to PSG, Max Aarons' possible move to Arsenal, and another possible replacement in Tariq Lamptey. Let's get started. Yes, people. And it's the Kitty G, and I'm here today. So yeah, let's go through some of your comments first before we get any further, guys. We got Futsala in the house saying, what's up? Big up to Futsala in the house. Yes. And then we got HJ saying, what up, HJ? HJ90, we got Mustafa in the house. Mustafa, he's saying Lamptey over Aarons. My sources say Bellerin to PSG is fake, unfortunately. Yes, I have seen some of those reports. I've seen a report from French football news on Twitter saying that the reports of Hector Bellerin being considered to PSG are not true, and this is based on the reports from French football. But of course, there's other reports stating that it is. Football London stating that it's possible. You got Sky Sports. You got obviously James Begin also saying that, and that's where the exclusive originally came from. He did this about 17 hours ago, so that is where the original source of the reporting came from. I will put this up on the screen right now for you guys to see. This was the original report. This was the original exclusive, and I will open that up to share with you guys as we speak. 1 second. Let's just share this right now. Anyways, guys, how you guys doing? Good morning to everyone. Good afternoon or good night, wherever you are in the world. How's everyone this morning? Tell me. Are you guys excited at the possibility we could be selling Hector Bellerin? Do you want Hector Bellerin to leave? Who do you think is a possible replacement for Hector Bellerin? Put all those things in the comment section right now. If you haven't already put a like on the video, do me a favor, smash a like on the video while you're here. And this is the original report. So this is the report. The exclusive came out yesterday that Hector Bellerin is being considered by PSG as a possible replacement. So they're saying Hector Bellerin ready to be Arsenal considering to exit this summer with PSG, reviving their interest for the fullback. The fullback could be possibly going to this. He could be going to the Liga side. Well, we don't know. We'll have to see. So some of you guys are talking about Lamptey. Somebody's talking about Hakimi. Ooh, you're talking about Max Aarons. I like that. 40 million. No way. We're paying 40 million. Come on. What's your opinions on Hector Bellerin? My opinions on Hector Bellerin. Let's see. What do I think about Hector Bellerin? Hector Bellerin, at the start of this season, I thought, you know what, he could have been sold. I would have been happy with him being sold. I wouldn't have kept him at the club. I generally would have sold him if PSG were actually serious about their bid. At the beginning of the season when they came in for him, I would have took that money and left. Remember, this is a man who's played over 230 plus games for us. At this point of his career, he's been in the team since 2013. He's been at Arsenal since 2013. You know what I mean? So Hector Bellerin, what do you guys think? Like, I'm indifferent. I'm not sold on him as a. I'm not sold on him. I definitely feel like we can do better than Hector Bellerin at this point. I would move him on. I definitely would move him on, and I think it would be a smart move to move Hector Bellerin on at this point. I don't think he's a good enough player for us. He causes us too much problems. He gives us too much headaches. He does not. He just stresses you out at times. Hector Bellerin is not the most consistent player. You know what I mean? He's just not. And I honestly do not know where we're going with Hector Bellerin. It makes sense that we get rid of him. And that's my honest thoughts on opinions on Hector Bellerin. I feel like he's not a good enough right back. I think his pace is gone. I think he's not good defensively. He's not good enough going forward. He cannot play as an inverted winger or a fullback the way Arteta wants him to play. So we need to go and get a better quality player to play in that position. No one will buy Bellerin. That is not true. There is some suitors. Teams like Barcelona were in for him before, PSG. There's been links to other clubs around Europe in the past, and I think there will continue to be links. People are saying Bellerin equals 15 million max. They're touting him for 30 million. That's what the reports are saying right now. Reports are saying he's going for 30 million. So if he's being reported for 30 million, that is the reports, guys. There's where are you getting your information from? Because from what I'm seeing, he's being reported to be sold for around between the price range of 25 to 35 million. That is what they're saying. So if that's what they're saying, I believe that. And if that can actually happen, is a different story. But seeing something and if it can actually happen is two different stories. You know what I mean? Now here's something that I want to show you guys. This right here is absolutely out of this world. Absolutely out of this world. Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. But let's show you guys what this is. Hector Bellerin ready to quit Arsenal with Barcelona and PSG circling. The defender tells Mikel Arteta he does not want to waste his best years with the Gunners. What? Waste your what are you talking about, Bellerin? What are you talking about? It's because of players like you that we are in this situation. You've let us down numerous times, and then you tell us you don't want to waste your best years at Arsenal. You know what? Maybe some people will take this in a way that, oh, he's ambitious. He wants to leave the club because he sees the direction that the club's going in, and it's not a situation for himself. But I see this as a weak move. What are you doing to us? Like, this guy, really, Hector, yo, at times I used to back Hector Bellerin. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm done with Hector Bellerin. This guy, Bellerin, is basically saying Arteta's shit. You know what? I hear that. Yeah, I hear that. But Hector Bellerin's also at fault at some of the times why we're shit. He's not. He's one of the 11 players on the pitch that are also producing terrible performances. And you know what? You yourself probably will want him gone. You would not want him to stay at the club. Do you want him to stay at the club? Fuck Bellerin. You're right. Forget about Bellerin. Let him go. Let him go. I hear that. Let him go. No one wants him here. He can leave. At the end of the day, I would be glad to see the back of him. But stuff like this actually pisses me off. How dare he say he doesn't want to waste his best years at the Gunners? This is a man who calls himself an Arsenal fan. This is a man who claims to care about the club. This is a man who says the fans has taken a go at the fans before. He's an absolute man. He's a waste man. Yeah, but Arteta keeps picking him. You know what? Listen, now that Tierney's healthy, if Arteta's picking him over Cedric, that's a dumb move. That's a dumb move. It's a dumb move. I hear you. That makes no sense. Why he would pick him over Cedric at this point? Cedric should be playing over him. And now that Hector Bellerin is saying the things that he's saying and he's talking the way that he's talking, come on. This is ridiculous, bro. I hear you. And you know what? At no point do I ever say Arteta is not fault. Doesn't make faults. I criticize his lineup against Man City. I felt like he should have played to our strength, and he should have probably played Dani Ceballos over Elneny. He should have probably played either Pepe on the on the left and Saka on the right, or at least if you're not going to play if you're not going to play Pepe on the left hand side, get somebody else. Put aubameyang there and put Lacazette up top. I felt like Arteta did make mistakes, but right now we're talking about Hector Bellerin. And Hector Bellerin, let's be honest, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. He can't defend. His pace is gone. He's not a good enough player anymore. He cannot play at Arsenal anymore. This guy is done. He's done. This guy's done. Hector Bellerin's done. And we need to start looking for a replacement. We need to start looking at who we could bring in that's an alternative to Hector Bellerin. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to look at who we can bring in as an alternative to Hector Bellerin, who we can bring in the near future who could play and put in better performances than Hector Bellerin. And I think that we have some targets that are realistic that can improve us in the long run. We do have some targets that can improve us in the long run. Those are the likes of Max Aarons. Max Aarons would walk into this team as a right back. He would walk into this team. Think about it. A championship team has a player who would walk into the Arsenal starting 11. That is actually ridiculous. Max Aarons, a guy who's currently in the championship. You know what? Our fans need to realize expectations, this is that, everything that everyone talks about. We need to open our eyes and look at the quality of players that we have in the squad. It's not that good. It's just not that good. It's not. We had even it's been like this for the past 5-7 years. We've not had quality in the team. We've just been able to get, some managers have been able to get more out of the team. You know what I mean? But hey, some managers are willing to take what they have and try to get the best out of it and just say, hey, we'll try to get result by result. And you know what? Other managers, they say, hey, these players are not good enough. I'm not gonna change my tune just because the players are shit. I'm gonna actually try to fight and get players that are better. That's what I think Arteta is doing. I think Arteta is saying to himself, you know what? Some of these players are not cutting the mustard. I'm gonna get a player that's better. So if we get Max Aarons, look at this. Max Aarons right now, guys, he's being linked to Arsenal by Football London. He's also being linked to Everton, right? Everton have also been linked to him. Manchester United have been linked to him, right? He's been linked as a possible replacement for Hector Bellerin. Max Aarons been linked to a lot of things. There's been 3 right backs being linked to Arsenal today. You got Hakimi, Lamptey. I don't think we're going to get Hakimi. I think Hakimi's unrealistic. Bayern Munich have also been pursuing him, apparently. It's just Max Aarons, a man who's played 31 games already this season in the championship. 31 games already in the season in the championship. Played 36 games last season, right? 41 games the season before. Has been healthy pretty much his whole entire career. Been healthy his whole entire career, right? On Transfermarkt, what do they say about Max Aarons? Max Aarons, currently they're saying he's contracted, he's running until 2024. They're projecting him at 18 million, but we know those prices are never accurate. He's played every single game in his career, pretty much at right back, right? This season he played every game there. Obviously, he doesn't play anywhere else. He's out and out right back. His ability, I've watched this guy numerous times. I will tell you guys this. In my opinion, he's clear. In my opinion, he's clear of Lamptey. Lamptey is not as good as a defender as Max Aarons is, in my opinion. And also, it does help that he's in a team that is a lesser team, of course. It shows you how much qualities he has in the defensive end. I think Max Aarons would be the solution over Lamptey. I think Lamptey is the one that you have some of the questions over. Max Aarons is the one that you guys want to go for, in my opinion. That's the one I would go for. That's the player I would go for. That's the player that I think is the better player from the two, right? Just saying. Let's see what you guys are saying, guys. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Big up to you guys in the comments. Bro, he's got ambition. You can't knock his ambition. Whether he achieves them or not is a different story. He's showing us Arsenal meet these expectations of winning trophies. You know what? We are not living up to the expectations of what the fans want. That is true. And you know what? If he is showing some ambition by saying he wants to leave the club, that's true. Those two things are true. And the quote that I heard If he's saying that, you can praise him on one hand, but at the same hand, you can also knock him by saying he's the same player who's out here lowering the standards of the club. He's the same player coming out after games, giving interviews, saying, you know what, we're used to losing to teams like Liverpool. Saying guys like Alexis Sanchez want to win too much. Hector Bellerin is supposed to be a captain in this club. He's supposed to be one of the leaders in the dressing room. And he's telling you, you know what, I don't want to waste my time here. That just goes to show you he doesn't want to fight for this club. What do you expect a manager to do when he has players that are not friggin' that literally have their heads turned? He literally has his head turned now. If he continues to pick Bellerin, honestly, I don't know what to say, because I'm backing Arteta, I'm backing the team, I'm backing the manager, I'm backing this whole club to do well. I don't care about Arteta. I don't care about Hector Bellerin. I don't care about any of that. I care about the club at the end of the day. That's who I care about. That's what I care about. I don't give a shit if we have a right back from the championship, a right back from Serbia, Yugoslavia, England, Croatia, Brazil. It doesn't matter what country they're from, what nationality, what they do, what skin color they are, what sex they are, what religion they are. None of that matters. To me, all that matters is when they play that 90 minute, they give their all. And you know what, Hector Bellerin? I don't think he is. I don't think he is giving his all. The man literally, Hector Bellerin, literally has a 5-yard pass to play. 5-yard pass. 5-yard pass. That's all he needs to do. Play a 5-yard pass to the man next to you. He can't even do that. He's literally playing against us at times. These guys, man, they stress you out. They stress you out. They honestly stress you out. You want to talk about Hector Bellerin being a good player. You want to talk about Hector Bellerin having ambition. You want to talk about Hector Bellerin's level. You want to talk about where he can play, what he can do, where he can play in the future. All of that. Say whatever you want to say about him. My opinion on Hector Bellerin as a footballer is that he is not as good as he thinks he is. He thinks he's better than he is. We have a better right back in him than Cedric. We had a better backup than him in Ainsley Niles. I don't know why Arteta continues to persist with him. I don't know why Arteta continues to play him. I don't know why this club still gives this guy a chance. He's been here since 2013, right? He had some good times. Enough is enough. He's not good enough. He's got to go. I'm always positive. I'm always positive. But there's certain people who break the mold. Hector Bellerin is one of them. Okay? People who want to constantly blame the manager, this, that. You want to blame Edu. You want to blame the board. You want to blame everything. No, you blame the owners. Okay? But the players that are giving the bang average performances are the players. The manager can only do so much. The manager set us up perfectly to beat Man City. He just did not have the perfect personnel to beat them. One second. Let me add. Stripper, you're a mod. Don't worry. I just needed to add you back. Okay. Let's talk about this, people. Let's talk about this. What has Hector Bellerin done in his career? What has he done at Arsenal in his career? Hector Bellerin in his Arsenal career since he started in 2013, right? I'm going to go on Wiki. Let's go on Wikipedia. Hector Bellerin's Wikipedia page. Let's go check it out, people. Hector Bellerin's Wikipedia page. Because in my opinion, sorry about that, Stripper. You're a mod now, obviously. You can check that out. You can try sending a comment in. You were not demoted. I just literally deleted you by accident. Took it off by accident. Sorry about that. Now moving on to the next comment. Hector Bellerin. Let's go on Wikipedia. Let's see what Wikipedia says, right? So Hector Bellerin, he has played over 180 games appearances, they say, right? He was loaned out. This man's first of all, he joined us in 2013, right? He joined us from the Barcelona Academy, right? Appearances. He got his first breakthrough in 2014, right? 2014, 2015. By 2016-17, he was one of the best right backs in the league. I'm not going to lie to you. With injuries and everything else that's happened over the past couple seasons, he hasn't gotten over 20 games the last 2 seasons, right? And then this past season, he got So far, he's played 22 to 27 games this season, right? In that time, individual accolades, he picked up Catalan Player of the Year in 2015, PFA Team of the Year candidate for the Premier League's Team of the Year in 15-16, where he was one of the best right backs. That's respectable. He was fifth. What? The fifth? He was on the fifth team in FIFA Pro 11s. I don't know what that is. That's nonsense, in my opinion. That's useless information. Here's what actually matters. He won the FA Cup 3 years in a row. 3 years while he was here. Okay, he won the FA Cup 3 times. He won the FA Cup 3 times. He got 3 community shields. Doesn't mean shit. EFL runners up. Who gives a shit about that, right? Let's talk about his actual international career. He really doesn't have an international career. Wow, they actually have a style of play. Bellerin is known for his pace, which allows him to take opposition's defenders, which allows him to provide defensive cover. At the beginning of the tournament, he broke Theo Walcott's 40-meter dash, Arsenal sprint record. He's considered to be one of the fastest players in world football. Well, you're not the fastest player in the world football now. You're not. And it just goes to show you, look at that. Look at that. Style of play. He is known for his pace, which allows him to take opponents' defend. Listen, the man doesn't have pace anymore. He doesn't have pace anymore. He doesn't. And you know, people used to make fun of him because he's a vegan. There's nothing wrong with that. You can be a vegan and you can be a great player. There's nothing wrong with his what he does eating his food. It's just physically he's not as fast. It doesn't have anything to do with what he eats. It doesn't have anything to do with the aerodynamics of his hair. It doesn't have anything to do with that. To me, Cedric is a better right back at this point. We need to play Cedric. Cedric needs to play week in, week out. Cedric needs to play every single game. Cedric cannot. Please, Egtv. Bellerin is good. Bellerin is not good. Okay, Bellerin is not good enough for the style that Arteta wants to play. Arteta wants to play a style of football that you have an inverted winger. You have an inverted left back. You have a right back and a left back who are playing inside or overlapping to do crosses. So at times, Bellerin has to play on the inside. Bellerin has to make cuts inside. When Bellerin is playing tactically, he has to play different. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Do you not understand what I'm talking about? Hector Bellerin is being asked to do something he physically cannot do. He physically cannot pick out passes that he's being asked to pick out. He physically cannot actually make decisions on the pitch that he needs to make. He's making silly mistakes. Constantly making silly mistakes. You guys should be able to see what I'm seeing. I get where you're coming from. People who talk about the manager, who say, you know what, the right back is not the issue. This is not the issue. That's not the issue. You can talk about all the issues that we have. I hear you. Everyone always says, you know what, you're missing the point, or you're missing this, or you're missing that, or you're missing a forward, you're missing a striker, you're missing a left back, you're missing a right back, you're missing a midfielder, you're missing a DM. We can be missing 110 things. But at the end of the day, if you have players on the pitch that don't do nothing, that over and over again let you down, it doesn't help. It does not help. It does not help. Okay, now let's look at this. Let's look at this. You guys want to talk about Hector Bellerin? You guys want to talk about something? Talk about this. I'm going to show you something right now. This is how Arteta is setting up right now, tactically, right? We're tactically set up this way right now, right? So when we have our strikers forward and say we have our 10 around here, we have our around here, say when we're higher up the pitch, right? When we're higher up the pitch and we're trying to attack, you're gonna have Tierney willing to get higher up the pitch. You're gonna have Bellerin, who's gonna be asked when he's linking up with Saka, he's asked to link up with Saka and make either overlapping runs or inside runs, so Saka can go out wide and Bellerin can cut in. Bellerin is not physically smart enough to figure out what to do attacking wise. There's times where he has the ball, Saka's on the inside. Instead of giving Saka the ball, say there's a defender. Let's bring the football out. So instead of having the ball, giving Saka the ball, making the run, so Saka can then feed him, this idiot literally just goes straight, and just takes the ball and runs into traffic. When you have one defender and you have two men, Bellerin usually, instead of passing the ball and making the run, so the defender goes to either goes to a ball or has to track him, and Saka can then pass the ball to him in space, he always chooses the wrong mistakes. His football intelligence is not there. He lacks the intelligence to make proper decisions. And I can show you examples of this. I can show you numerous examples of this throughout his time at Arsenal. I can show you examples of this right now. I will literally get a picture and post it, put it on the screen for you guys. But before we do that, guys in the chat, what are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? Talk to me. Talk to me. Should we go for Max Aarons? Should we stick to Bellerin? And where should we go with this? Where should we go with this? Bellerin don't have the mentality and ability at this level, week in, week out. That I agree with that. Robert, please stop trolling. What else do we got? This guy is good. Thank you. Why is PSG thinking they want him? You know what? It's rumored that Pochettino is a fan of him. It's rumored that Paris have been interested in him before. They've wanted him before. They tried to get him before. And you know what? Last time they tried to get him, we actually turned them down because we felt like the valuation and the price that they gave us was not enough. Beats me why we did that, people. It beats me. It absolutely beats me why we did that. I have no idea. I have no idea why we did that. Can someone explain that to me? Can you explain to me why we chose to turn down? Why would we choose to turn that down? It just makes no sense. Why would we turn down an actual fee that they were willing to pay for Bellerin? Why? They were willing to pay money for Bellerin in the summer. We could have kept Bellerin. You know what? People are going to now say, you know what? Arteta's choice. Arteta did that. Arteta chose to do that. Is everything in Arteta's hands? Is Arteta literally controlling everything at the club? Is he the one making all the decisions? Or is he not? That is the question you have to ask yourself, because at this point, I don't know if Arteta is making all the decisions. There are people who are controlling him and hamstringing him at times. But yeah, let's go to this picture. So as you can see here, Hector Bellerin, is he making smart decisions while he's playing? Is Hector Bellerin doing the right things while he's playing? Look at this. Simple pass to ødegaard. Simple pass. You make the pass, as I showed you guys earlier. All you have to do, make the pass, cut. There's one defender. There's two of you guys. There's nothing on the side where Saka is. You make the pass to ødegaard, then you make the run. When you make that run, ødegaard will then be able to play you in, or you'll free up space for aubameyang. And if you get the ball, then you can square it to aubameyang. Simple football. Simple decisions, simple reads, simple play. All you have to do is read the game and understand that is the easiest footballing decision on the pitch at that moment. Instead, Hector Bellerin, this is what he did. He chose to run into the defender who was defending him. He chose to continue to run. The player who was literally in front of him cut him off. That's what happened. Instead of making the simple pass, the player came in, cut him off. I could show you numerous examples of this. But you know what? If PSG are interested in taking him, thank God. Just take him. I'm not going to complain. Now, that is enough about Bellerin. Enough about Bellerin, guys. Let's talk about the options that we can buy and who we could get in replace of Hector Bellerin. Who do you guys want? Here's some people that I would like to be spoken about. I like to go to Leicester. Look at Leicester. They have some decent players. You know who I'd want? 27-year-old Ricardo Pereira. Do you guys know who Ricardo Pereira is? Have you guys seen him before? Ricardo Pereira is a baller. Why would he leave Leicester? That is a different question. Would he leave Leicester? Probably not. Is this a realistic target? We could probably get him if we put down the right price. If we put down the right value, we could probably get him in. Ricardo Pereira has not played many games this season due to injury. I get that, but of course he is a quality right back. These are the kind of targets, the kind of recruitment, the kind of players that we need to look at to bring in to this club. The likes of Ricardo Pereira, the likes of Max Aarons, the likes of Lamptey, one of these kind of guys. If you guys don't already know who Ricardo Pereira is, that's a picture of Ricardo Pereira. This season, he's only played 6 games. He's in the league, right? He hasn't really gotten too involved in the league this season. He hasn't played too much minutes, right? He's had injury issues. He hasn't really contributed too much in the attack this season. But these are the kind of backup players Leicester have. This guy would be a starter on majority teams in the Premier League. Facts. He's at Leicester right now. I would take him any day of the week. Facts. That is one guy. Now moving on. Who's the next guy? Who is the next person that I will? Who else would you guys take? You guys want to know who else I would take? Who else would we take? So let's look around. Let's look around. Right? Wolves. No. Let's go to Aston Villa. Aston Villa have some ballers. They have some ballers. They have some guys who are absolute studs. Right? And there's this guy who came from Nottingham Forest. Who a certain friend of mine, Ram, loves talking about all the time. He loves talking about this guy. You know what? This is another guy I would be interested in. I'd be interested in getting him in. Matty Cash. Why not? Why not look at Matty Cash? Is he not a realistic signing? Would he leave Aston Villa to come to Arsenal? Why wouldn't you? It's a step up in realistic terms. Yes, the situation the club's in is a lot worse because Aston Villa has lower expectations than Arsenal, and they're actually overachieving, heavily overachieving in terms. But of course, Matty Cash would be another player that I would look at. Matty Cash this season has absolutely balled out. He's absolutely balled out. He's played 21 out of the 24 games. Okay? He only has 2 assists, but of course, he's the defender first. He's a defender first who can get a tackle in, who knows his awareness. And you know what? I don't know if he has the technical ability to play as an inside inverted fallback or anything like that, inverted winger, or however Arteta wants him to play. But one thing I can tell you is he's a better defender than Bellerin. That's another player I'll be looking at. That is just another player I'll be looking at, right? We're looking just within the Premier League, right? Where else could we go? Just looking within the Premier League. Not going outside of the Premier League. Where else would you guys go? Because that is pretty much it for me right now. I'm thinking there's obviously Lamptey. There's obviously other guys that are not coming to mind right now. But from the players that I could think of, these are some of the guys that I would want to go after, right? We want to go after the types of the Lampteys of this world. We want to go get these young players who have scope to grow, 20 years old, could possibly become an England international. This year has won numerous penalties, gotten a lot of clean sheets under his belt. He's played what, 11 games? I don't know what's going on with his injury history lately because he's had some injury issues. But Tariq Lamptey is one of those kind of guys that I want to get into this club. I would love to have him in this club. I would love to. I'd love to see this guy at Arsenal. Max Aarons is my first choice. Max Aarons is the one that I think would have the biggest ceiling out of all the players that we mentioned. I feel like Max Aarons is the most equipped to coming in and making a difference immediately. After, of course, Lamptey is also, but Max Aarons would be the best in my opinion. Here's what I'm going to ask you guys: Emile, Aarons, or Lamptey? That's what you have to ask yourself. Remember, Max has played every single game Norwich has played this season. Every single game that he has been healthy, he's played. 31 out of 31 games he's played. Not only that, the man contributes in goals. He does not maybe get the assists. He maybe doesn't win the penalties, but he's also an astound defender. He's an astound defender. I'm not sure if he has a height difference between him and Lamptey. I'm not sure off the top of my head how big of a height difference it is between the two of them, but there is a height difference. Okay, so this is the portion where I'm going to go to you guys in the comment section. Talk to me, people. Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. This is when this is your time to shine. Talk to me. What are you guys saying in the chat? What are you guys saying in the chat? What are you guys saying? What do you guys think about the whole Hector Bellerin situation? What do you guys think about the whole signings, the whole situation in general? Who do you guys want? Talk to me. I'm not going to back Arteta forever. After this summer, there's no more free ride. If things don't turn out the way they turn out, and believe me, if things are the same come next season, he's gone. Or you know what? Arteta should resign. If the board do not back him, he should just resign. He should not be here anymore. He should resign if they do not give him the adequate pieces that he needs. That's my opinion. He should just resign if they don't give him the pieces that he needs. That's my take on it. Anyways, moving on to the next. What are you guys saying? You rate Laka? He won't be here next season. Lacazette won't be here next season. I can. Sorry about that, guys. I just need to clear my throat. I don't think Lacazette's going to be here next season, guys. I don't think so. I think Lacazette's going to be gone. Also, so guys, just ask a question. I'm not sure if you guys are talking amongst yourselves. Also, when the board say they will back Arteta, they use backing in opinion of capping a manager only to give him about 20 million. Probably everyone is the problem. Everyone is a problem, yeah. Everyone is a problem. Everyone is a big problem. There's a lot of problems at this club, man. There's a lot of problems at this club. Sam Allardyce, West Brom, always 3 points. Cam's a legend. Jelof's in the house. Guys, where do we go from here? Guys, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Genuine question. Where do we go from here? Do we continue to play Bellerin? Do you bench him for the remainder of the season? Or do you keep the asset? You just make sure you keep the asset high so when you sell him, he goes for a decent price. What are you guys saying? I need to know. I genuinely need to know. Iga, I think the order goes Max Aarons, Lamptey. I don't know what those names are. You're trying to catch me out or something, but nah, I ain't even gonna say it. The West Brom game where you're Aubameyang was invincible. I rate Aubameyang because he wasn't a scum. He got 20 goals every year. He carried us. Why would I disrespect him because he hit a bad form? You know what? I hear that. You know what, guys? When you guys think about Aubameyang, you guys only think about the past couple of days. Like, what's wrong with you guys? What's wrong with you guys? Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has been balling out for us ever since he got here. Do you know how many goals Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has for the Arsenal? Do you know how many goals he scored for Arsenal? Let me read out some numbers. This is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's goals since he's been here. Let me show you guys. In 14 games, when he first signed, he got 10 goals. 51 games, he got 31 goals. 44 games, he got 29 goals. This season, in 25 games, all comps, he has 11 goals. So you guys talking about all this Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang hate. Yes, he has blood on his hands for missing a couple goals, but Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, for majority of the games, has been a baller in his career at Arsenal. This is his Arsenal career. Numbers don't lie, bro. Numbers don't lie. If you're going to point your anger and frustration, point it somewhere else. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is not the one. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is not the one to be angry at people. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is not the one to be angry at. You guys talking about sack Arteta next season. If when can you start cleaning? Listen, you guys, let the man at least try to get rid of the players that he wants to get rid of. Let the man. Okay, you know what? Is Ancelotti a better manager than Arteta? Yes. Does Ancelotti have more experience than Arteta? Yes. Is Ancelotti being backed? Probably more. Yes. Is Everton a bigger club than Arsenal? No. Should Arsenal have a manager who is inexperienced? Probably not. Should Arsenal have a manager who is who's going to have to learn on the job? Definitely not. But one thing you guys got to know is, one thing everybody here needs to know is, this is literally, I know you hate the word, a hard reset. It is a process. I'm not saying trust the process. I know you guys get triggered when I say it's a process, but it literally is a process. We're going through a hard rebuild. It's going to take us years to get back to where we want to get to. And if you want a manager who's just going to get you whatever results needed to get by while you guys are going through that rebuild, sure. Or if you want someone to build something for the actual future. Fabrizio Romano tweeted about Arsenal don't want Max Aarons. What? Really? Let's go check this out. If you guys are talking real. When did Fabrizio tweet this? Let's see if you guys are talking real talks or not. Oh shit, yeah, he did. Okay, 1 second. He said Everton in Max. Oh shit, a minute ago. Okay, let's just go look at what Fabrizio said. He has mentioned Arsenal, but it's mostly about Everton. Fabrizio Romano tweets about a minute ago. Everton are interested in Max Aarons as a potential target for next transfer window. He is in a list as Ancelotti is looking for a new right back. It's gonna be a long race. Bayern Munich are already open talks with Norwich to sign Aarons. United are scouting him. Interesting. It does not mention any mention of Arsenal in this. Interesting. No mention of Arsenal in that tweet. No mention of Arsenal. Let's see. Is there anything of Arsenal? Pochettino. Some other stuff, some stuff about Holland, and then nothing surprising. So yeah, that's that. That's that. So no mention of Arsenal. That is true. That is true. Wagwan Eagle, is this an open stream? No, it's just kind of vent my frustrations, talk about Bellerin and all this other stuff that's going on. Just get a little bit of conversations with you guys. If you guys want to come on, you guys can come on, give us your take on stuff. Yeah, why not? Give us your take. If you guys want to jump on, you guys can jump on. There's the link right there. Anyone who wants to vent their little frustrations, talk about it. Give me your thoughts on what's going on with Bellerin and everything at this club. Because to me, it's absolutely ridiculous what's going on, man. It's ridiculous, man. So much stuff going on. It's just nuts, man. I don't know what to say sometimes. I honestly don't know what to say sometimes. This club, man. We are so behind. We're so behind other clubs in football in general. We're just so behind. Like you would hope and pray that we could do something, but it's just like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, ladies and gentlemen? What are we going to do at this point? We're hopeless. We're literally hopeless. And you know what? Expectations have dropped. And you know what? It's not expectations have I've already read it. Kirsten. I've already read it. But yeah, let's go to Abdullah. Abdullah, what's up?
Well, nigga, what's going on? You alright?
Chilling, man. What's up?
Not much. Just, I wanted to come see this whole Hector Bellerin thing. I mean, it's kind of a bit surprising that the Arsenal board didn't accept 35 million euros last year when PSG came in and said, you know what, we want your right back. But, I guess that's just the way it works. Also, there's a couple of questions I wanted to ask. So one question was that I think there's a divide between the Arsenal fans in terms of, is it a case of Stan Kroenke doesn't put in enough money, or is it a case of he's put in money, but he's just employed the wrong people to manage that money? And as a result, what's happened is you've got some really dead players on really good money, and it's preventing you from progressing forward in the future.
It's a facade. We've been cheap, but we have spent money in the grand scheme of things in comparison to other clubs in world football. So when you say we have spent money, yes, we have spent money. I'm not going to lie. We have spent money. Okay? Have we spent money the correct way? You would say no. Because, for example, I could show you the summer that we brought in Granit Xhaka and we brought in Mustafi and everybody else. Who did we bring in that summer? Do you remember?
I don't know. I don't really follow Arsenal that much. I just know that you spent.
Who are you a fan of?
Bro, I come on all the time, Chelsea.
Nah, because I always get triggered by your picture. Okay, so let me tell you, when we signed Granit Xhaka was in 2016. Okay, 2016 when we signed Granit Xhaka. Let me name some of the players who are still here up until this year that we have from 2016. Okay, from 2016 we have Granit Xhaka, right? Mohamed Elneny was actually signed in the winter of 2016. We signed Rob Holding. We signed Squadron Mustafi. We also signed a couple other guys off the top of my head. I can't remember. Lucas Perez. We signed a bunch of dead players. You know how much we signed Granit Xhaka for? 34.5 million.
And we got Kante.
We were in for Kante, but we did not want to pay the agent fees that would bring the wages up to 40 mil. Also, Mustafi, 35 million we signed him for. Elneny, in the winter of 2016, we signed him for 7.4 million. Rob Holding, 2 million. Lucas Perez, another 15 million. We signed the Asian bloke, I forgot his name, for around a similar price. So it just goes to show you, we've signed players. We just don't sign the right type of players for the right type of money. And we're always afraid to break the bank on agent fees. That's why we're in the situation we're in.
Oh, sorry. Don't forget the summer where you spent like God knows how much money in Emery's second season, where he spent loads of money on Nicola Pepe. And I mean, he's been poor Pepe so far since he's been in the league, but he's not.
Raps, you're next, okay? Gunnar Raps, you're next. Don't go nowhere. Continue.
Yeah, sorry. So I mean, you spent 72 million on Pepe. I know it's been sorted out, so it's over a number of years. But yeah, it's just it is evident that there is an issue with expenditure at Arsenal.
Pepe's window was not that bad. Look at this. We got Saliba, Tierney, Pepe, Gabriel, David Luiz, Ceballos. Okay? Ceballos was alone. David Luiz was £8 million. Gabriel was £6 million. Tierney was £25 million. Pepe was 72 million. Saliba was 27 million. We don't know about Saliba yet. Pepe we know has been a massive flop. Kieran Tierney was great investment in value. 25 million for a left back. That's one of the best left backs in the league. Gabriel Martinelli, 6 million, good investment. David Luiz, 8 million. As bad as David Luiz has been for Arsenal, you know what? He 8 million for a center back who's good, decent quality. Even though we were losing Koscielny, we had to do something. And for the last day of the window, it was a decent panic buy. And Dani Ceballos, as you know, what the back end of last season, he was a good player. Even though he's not as good as we expect him to be, he was a decent player.
Okay.
So
well,
I'm gonna say this: our some of our moves were okay, but we don't do enough of those good moves.
All right. So no more. One final thing, then I'm probably gonna dip after this. Obviously we play Atletico tonight. Can you just give us a prediction real quick?
Atletico Madrid will beat you guys 2-1. You guys will score though.
Well, that's a good shout, to be honest. I'm going for like a 2-2. But yeah, thanks for bringing me on, Gal. Really appreciate it. I'll try calling next time.
No problem, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Take care in a bit.
Gunnar Raps, what's good?
Yo, you're right, mate.
Chilling, man. What's up?
All right, let me just clear something up real quick. Yeah, I've seen in your chat, right, the amount of disrespect given to Aubameyang. Yeah, let me just clear something up real quick. Yeah, without Aubameyang, we finished 16th last season and we don't win the FA Cup. This guy has been carrying us on his back for the last 2 seasons now. Yeah, I don't want to see any disrespect given to the guy. You can criticize him. There's no problem with criticizing a player, but when you disrespect Aubameyang like that, yeah, people ask me why I don't disrespect him. I stand by my striker. Yeah, he's my striker. Without Aubameyang, I know that we finish at least 16th or 15th last season, and we don't win the FA Cup, and it's as simple as that. But yeah, that's all I wanted to clear up about him.
All right, bless. That's it. You don't want to talk about Bellerin? Nothing to say about Bellerin?
Bellerin, yeah. You can go in the summer, man. I don't like the guy. He's a dead footballer. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people. Yeah, he's not a lot of people's favorites, man.
Like honestly, like if PSG are in for the guy, then just get him for a bit of money and let him go, man.
Okay.
He's not the Bellerin of old anymore. Like he used to be good back in like 2015, 2014. Now he's just like I don't know what happened to the guy. Ever since he's like started having his injuries and everything, he just became a dead baller. So
True.
Also,
right, you have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one, mate. Thanks.
No, you said something. You need something.
Yeah. All right, I was gonna say it might because I'm Arteta out in it. So I'm saying like in my opinion, what I would do is at the end of the season, I would sack Arteta, bring in Allegri, and properly back him. But then this is where the board comes into play. Yeah, this is where like the board won't back the manager, even if it is Allegri or not. If it's any other manager, they won't get backed by the board. So that's why I always say Arteta is not the biggest problem. He's definitely a problem in my opinion, but he's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the slat upstairs and it's Josh and Stan Kroenke. But that's just my opinion.
Hold it down, Raps. Yeah, so this guy says, Money E54 says, carry us where? From 8th to 11th. You're too young to remember what a real world-class striker at Arsenal is. FA Cups is a small trophy for a big club. You take it. You take it, and it's not a benchmark. It's not the benchmark. That's true. I agree with you. And you know what? Some of these guys might be young and they might not actually remember what it is to have like Henry or anybody else or Dennis Bergkamp or anything like that. But of course, what you also have to understand is as fans, we have to understand where we are and what our expectations we want and where the reality of the situation is. The reality of the situation is the club is going through a hard rebuild. We're in a situation right now where it's going to be hard to get even top 4 or top 6. And to salvage our season, we just need to try to play young players, develop the young players, and improve for the future. That's what it is. That's what it is. Egal, what do you think about us signing Kyle Walker from Man City? Wait, is Kyle Walker up for sale? Former Tottenham player Kyle Walker coming to Arsenal. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But he would be a good player for us, but I don't think it would ever happen. And how old is he at this point in his career? How old is he at this point in his career? Realistically, how old is he? How much do you think he would go for? I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. We got Steven in the house. Steven from Stephen Fleetley TV. What's going on, Steven?
Not bad, yourself? It's been a while.
Man. Just chilling at home and kicking it today. What are you up to?
Just finished gaming streaming, then I got a live awareness show this at 8 this evening. So I'm just busy streaming at the minute.
Okay, so then tell me, Bellerin, PSG.
Oh, we should have done it in the summer.
Okay, and who would you bring in?
Max Aarons.
Max Aarons? That's your only shout?
Max Aarons or Lamptey for myself, because I do watch, living in Suffolk, Norfolk border, I do watch a bit of Norwich football, got mates who are Norwich fans, and they really rate Max Aarons, especially. So, yeah, and I've watched a bit of his football and his quality. And he was also quality in the Premier League, just even though he was in a Norwich side that was failing, he still had very good qualities as a defender. So I'd take him, and to be honest, over Bellerin, I'd take myself, to be honest.
What do you mean you take yourself?
Because there's comedy of errors all the time. I mean, for God's sake, the guy can't even fight a ball properly. So,
you have a good one, Stephen.
yeah.
Guys, go check out Steven's channel, Stephen Freely TV. Later today, he's going to be doing a video. Then we got Tommy Tom. Tom.
You're right, Gal.
Chilling, man. What's up? You're Arsenal fan?
No, I'm a West Ham fan, mate.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm good, mate. I like watching other shows. I like coming on rival fans and giving my opinion on their clubs. I think sometimes you need to hear it.
Okay.
So you're Arteta in, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can you give me reasons like why you want him? You think you should have time?
I think you have to understand the situation that the club is in, and that at this point, if you bring in a manager who's a short-term solution for a situation that needs a long-term fix, you're going to cause more trouble in the long run.
Yeah,
no, go on. And I think a lot of people who are looking internally as fans, they miss that point. They miss that part of this whole situation. They completely look past that part of the situation, and they say to themselves, you know what? I only want a solution now. I don't care about what's happening in the long term. Where Emery was that win now manager. We brought in Emery to win us the Europa League. He got us the Europa League final and got us 5th. It wasn't good enough.
You know, I believe he should be sacked. But I get what you're saying but I think with people, with the manager, I think with a process, there's got to be progress. And I don't believe there's been progress under Arteta. I think when he won the FA Cup, he deserved to stay and see what he could do this season. I think this season has been absolute shambles. I get what you say. I think some Arsenal fans that want him out are not expecting instant success. They're at least expecting for there to be progress. And I think when you say your squad's not good enough, for me, when you say that, is it not good enough to get in the top 4, or is it not good enough to win the league? Because I do believe your squad, this is what happened with Arteta. The squad you've got, I think 18 or 19 of the players you've got are the ones that Arteta's either signed, re-signed, or has wanted to stay So you've got Hector Bellerin.
Let's go through this.
Yeah,
He
go
signed two of the goalkeepers he signed. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we know that. Do
Mm.
you want to see how many players of this he's actually signed from the team that's in here? The players who have only played for him. That's what you want to know. Correct?
What do you mean?
So
Like,
okay, so let me do this for you. So the players that only have played under Arteta, that have not played under Emery, that he has signed are Willian, Partey, Rúnarsson, Pablo Marí, Matt Ryan, Ødegaard, Gabriel, and Cedric Suarez. Those are the only players. And let me get that on the screen for you, because what we're looking at right now is an Excel spreadsheet, guys. I'm going to show you guys my Excel spreadsheet of the players that Arteta has signed. These are the players that only have played under Arteta. These are the players that have only played under Arteta. Can I zoom that in or no? How do I zoom that in? 1 second. Let me get that back.
Oh, man's got his notes. Jeez.
So is this what you're talking about?
Well, so yeah, they're the players he's obviously bought in, but then obviously if you want to, so what you're saying by Arteta getting his players, you're basically saying if a manager wants to get those players in, that's going to take like 5 years to overhaul the whole squad with the players he's got. But he's also, but what I'm saying is the 19 players I'm talking about are the ones he wants at the club. So you're talking about Aubameyang he re-signed, Holding he's given a new deal to, David Luiz he's going to give a new deal to, and then you've got players he's asked to stay like Bellerin, Xhaka, and obviously I don't think there's been any actual progress. Yes, you say you've fixed the defence, but that's all well. But if you think in the actual moments where the defence has actually been needed, it hasn't really like improved really. Like when they
how many of these players also played under Emery? So when you really deep it, you're talking about players that he re-signed or players that he think. My point is, things haven't really changed. They've actually gotten worse because of the personnel. Because we haven't adequately replaced the leaders that we lost. We haven't adequately replaced the personalities of the players that we've lost. We haven't adequately replaced the situation. If you actually look at it from, you just want to look at it from a bird's eye view, from far away. You want to just say, you know what? Emery got this results from those players. Arteta got these results from those players. Yeah, you can do that. But at the same time, you also have to look at the internal factors. Look more underneath it. Just saying Arsenal are 10th. Sometimes it's almost disingenuous to everything else that's going on around us.
Like with Emery, them players, you even said they down tools. So with that squad, with Emery, with his squad, I didn't think Emery was good enough anyway for you. Like anyway, I think he deserved to get sacked because of the form he was on and everything. And I believe you should be challenging for top 4 and then obviously improving to challenge for the league. And I get you're in transition, but with Arteta, there's not been any proven progress. And with a progress, and what also I don't get is do you like the owners and the board? Do you back them?
No, I don't. I'm owners. The thing about me is people say Arteta out, Edu out, owners out. I'm only owners out. I'm only Kroenke out. I'm not Arteta out. I'm not Edu out. I'm owners out, because at the end of the day, that falls under the bracket of everything else. If you're owners out, that's it. You can't be Arteta out, Edu out, and owners out. You're only owners out, because at the end of the day, Arteta is hired by the owners. Edu is hired by the owners. To me, the owners are the issue. So that is why, another reason why I don't want them to go and hire another person, because I don't trust them to hire the right person.
So then you'll keep a manager, but I don't get this belief that if you're getting another manager, they're going to have a good balance. If you really look at football in the years, I think sometimes people have been blinded with interim managers by Oli and everything. With managers, yes, they might have a good balance. Arteta didn't have a good balance. I think he won 4 games, lost 4, draw 2, if I'm correct, on his 10 games. That's not really improvement, is it? And then he won the FA Cup. That's fine. And then you could go, look, he's done this. But this season, there hasn't really been much improvement.
You know why, though? the other people around us have caught up or have gotten closer to challenging us.
But then
Due
isn't it up
to-
to your manager? You've bought Thomas Partey, yeah. Your squad has improved since Emery left
How
as well.
has the squad improved? How has the squad improved?
Well, you're telling me you would take who's your players on? So first Emery.
Okay, one second. Let's debunk this myth. Okay, these are the players that have only managed. Arteta has only since Arteta's been here. These are the players that have never played for Emery. Okay,
so then you're saying Arteta hasn't brought in the right players then?
These are the players.
Then you give him another, and that's free transfer windows. So then you're then blaming Arteta for not improving the squad.
No. I'm not blaming Arteta for this. You're misreading what I'm saying. I'm getting to a point. 1 second. Let me finish the point.
Mate.
So that's those are the players that are only under Arteta, right? Now remove the Arteta players and just go thing. These are the players that have played under Emery and only Emery and Arteta combined. Okay, So you have Aaron Ramsey who only okay, let me go to players who only played with Emery. You want to see the players who only played for Emery and were either sold or left. You have Aaron Ramsey would improve this side immediately. It would improve this player immediately. He would improve this team immediately. Okay, Alex.
No chance. No chance.
Aaron Ramsey wouldn't improve this team.
No.
You're telling me
no chance.
Ødegaard. You're telling me Ødegaard and Smith Rowe are better options than him in the 10.
What has Ramsey done? He scored one goal. He scored a couple of goals in FA Cups, but he hasn't really.
Ramsey has played over 369 plus games for Arsenal.
Maybe I'll give you Ramsey. All right.
64 goals plus over 40 plus assists. When it comes to Aaron Ramsey, don't talk ish. Aaron Ramsey is a better player than Smith Rowe right now, and he's a better player than Ødegaard right now. He would improve.
You know what? For fairs, I'll probably give you Ramsey. All the rest, no chance.
Okay, let me continue. As of right now, there's people say this team that Emery had was worse.
It was 100%.
It will be right now would help our team.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, he
would.
Over
Pepe and Saka? Pepe and Saka?
You're missing the point. Iwobi would help the squad. Over, you're picking the two starters. Name the rest of the people on the bench.
Martinelli.
Martinelli is a shout, but when it comes to Willian, he would play over Willian. He would play over Reece Nelson. He would actually offer us more tactical ability than Pepe. Pepe at times is nowhere near his price value. He's very, very bang average at times.
So was Iwobi. He was a bang average until Emery come in, and Emery got a tune out of him and sold him for 40 million. So to fair, that's on Emery.
Okay, moving on. Danny Welbeck offers us more versatility and more options than Eddie Nketiah does.
But is he better than Aubameyang and Lacazette?
No, he's not. That's why he's not in the team, and that's why he ended up being moved on. And also, he's a little bit too old.
Danny Welbeck was Bambi on ice.
No, but Danny Welbeck was also a proven Champions League player, constantly with Manchester United and Arsenal. That's the level that he played at his whole entire career.
That doesn't mean you're a great player.
Okay, so moving on.
Moving on, yeah, go on.
Moving on. Ospina, these guys, we're gonna just skip those. Forget about those guys.
Yeah, go on.
Realistically, Ospina didn't play enough games under Emery. This
guy
played 6 games under Arsenal, right?
He could be another Ødegaard.
Mkhitaryan actually would offer us more than some of the guys that we have on the bench, but we got rid of him for nothing. Mavropanos never really actually played. He's still here actually. Koscielny is a better leader and an actual better defender than everyone.
He's not better than Gabriel.
Everyone except Gabriel.
No,
but he is a better leader. But he is a better leader.
That doesn't mean anything.
No, it does. It does.
It doesn't.
It does. Yes, it does.
Doesn't always mean.
If you have a team that does not have leadership, that does not have direction, that does not have somebody at the back.
What leadership did he have?
Defense.
He was in the team when you got knocked out of. Not really. So you're telling me he's good because he's a leader. But he got your team. He was in a team that got from the Champions League to the Europa League. He bottled it against Birmingham, and you're telling me he's brother. You got Gabriel, David Luiz, Holding, as a rival, I'd rather have them three apart. I'd rather have Gabriel, Holding than Koscielny.
You know what? David Luiz, Holding have played under Emery also. So are you saying? So when it comes to the argument, it doesn't actually benefit you because they also played under Emery.
So you're sort of saying they're the same then. So, but it's still. But so the team is worse then. So the team
how is the team worse when you're actually losing personalities, individuals that have personalities and that would affect the dressing room in a better way than some of the players that we have now?
Well, what about Matt Macy? No. Nacho Monreal? No. Peter Cech? No. Like Lichtsteiner? No.
Okay, 1 second. Nacho Monreal and Petr Cech in this team would actually offer you something.
What Petr Cech offer you? He'd only play in Europa League if he was in this team.
No. Petr Cech would offer you something in the dressing room.
Oh, what about David Luiz? What did David Luiz offer in the changing room? Nothing, because you're 10th. So you didn't improve. You didn't improve under Emery. So where was all the team captains there? You haven't improved under Arteta. It's all saying they're the leader. But what have they made you do? Nothing.
Okay, what about the actual players that played for both teams? Because there's more players.
Guendouzi would be a good shout for your team because he has a bit of heart. And the thing about Arteta as well, he's hypocritical because what about Xhaka? What about Pepe? Guendouzi does one thing wrong, which I don't agree with it, but you don't kick him out of the club for it. Torreira, I didn't think was that good.
No, but it's not the first time he did something wrong. He also did stuff wrong numerous times.
What about Xhaka? What about Bellerin? What about Bellerin?
Xhaka is unfortunately Xhaka is the only person in the midfield that offers us what Xhaka offers us, and you can see when he plays next.
Sending off.
He's only actually been sent off a couple times. He hasn't been sent off that often in his career at Arsenal. Now let's look at the actual players that have played with both managers. Okay. When you actually look at the players that have played for both managers, you have
which players have improved under Arteta? What players? Please name me one player that's improved under Arteta.
Bukayo Saka?
No, he's the same under Emery.
No, he wasn't. That's
yes,
a blatant
he was.
Lie. That's a blatant lie.
That's the only one you could probably have. Who else?
That's a blatant lie. Bukayo Saka has improved dramatically, right? Obviously, Martin has never got a game time.
The only thing Arteta has done is put him on the right.
Granit Xhaka hasn't improved under Arteta.
No.
Really?
No chance. No.
Since Granit Xhaka, Arteta
I've never rated him.
You've never rated him, so that means you clearly have an agenda against him because Granit Xhaka.
No. I watch Arsenal every single week because I like to watch them. Yeah. See, obviously because of bandways, isn't it? And he offers you nothing. I remember you come on and said, "Oh, he made a mistake and corrected it." He still made the mistake though. Still made the mistake. That means nothing. That's wiped out. If he's made a mistake, yeah, but what else? What did he do right? That's what I'm saying. What does he do for the team? You may score a free kick 1 in 30.
I don't know where you're coming from when it comes to that, but of course, when it comes down to it, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot of players in this team that I just don't rate. Granit Xhaka is one of them that I don't rate, but I'm not gonna lie to you. He has impressed me. He has impressed me from the back end of last season when Arteta came in until when we went on our bad run this season. He was looking like a better player, especially when he plays next to Thomas Partey. He looks like a better player. The reason why Arteta did not want to lose Granit Xhaka is because he was going to lose him in a January window where he was not guaranteed that he would be able to replace him.
What other player has he improved in?
He hasn't really improved many players in the team.
Well,
because you want to know why though? Do you want to know why though? Because the performances on the pitch have been worse. So you can't actually see any. Because
of Arteta.
It's not only down to the manager. The player.
No, I'm not saying it's not only.
You can't fault the manager for individual mistakes and stupidity, such as the goal that.
What's the manager brought in for, Gal? Why is managers in football? What are they supposed to do? Please tell me.
They're supposed to get the best out of their players, of course.
Exactly. They're supposed to manage the team. Yeah, you can blame players, but in the overall picture, you may on certain games, but in the overall picture, like now, You can look at certain games and go, yep, that was like the Wolves game wasn't down to Arteta. No chance. And I agree with you with that. But if you look at the overall picture,
What about
and
the
you look
Burnley
at
game? What about the Burnley game? Own goal.
What Burnley game?
The game against Burnley, 1-0 at home.
Yeah, but what did you
goal.
do to score? What did you do to score before that? This is what I mean. You go on about the draws and the losses, but the thing is, when you lose a game, you look at the managers to see what did he do to get us back in the game. Where was his tactics to get us to score a goal? If you lose 1-0, you should be like, well, what chances did we create? And if you win, you go, all right, your defence was good. He got the defence right. He got the attack right. If you lose, you can't go. Like when you lost to Wolves. You scored 1 goal, but where was the finishing touch? Which sometimes you can't blame the manager on. I get that, but if you look at the games you've lost and you go, oh yeah, but we lost 1-0 due to a red card. But what about before the red card? Why wasn't you able to score? Why wasn't you creating chances? Which is all down to the manager, mate. All down to the manager. But then if you look over 5 years and look at how it's gone, like now you can blame the ball because it's been going on for a certain amount of time. But the short term, you look at the managers, you look at the players, but you can't replace. All the players he wanted to stay were all Arteta's decisions. You look at your team, you got Leno, which, look, I think Leno's good, even though I thought Martin was better, but he's still a good goalkeeper. You got Bellerin, he wanted to stay. Holding, he given a new contract to. Gabriel, I think he's a bit shaky, hasn't looked good since his injury. You got Tierney, great player. You got Xhaka, he wanted to stay. Everyone bangs on about him. You got Partey, don't play. The best ability is availability, so he's been a flop at the minute. You got Smith Rowe, which dropped in his hands. He's been playing well. You got Pepe. He's better than the Wobie. He does all right. You got who else? You got Saka. And you got Aubameyang and Lacazette. Man management as well. With Arteta against Man City, you swap the wings. Why is he doing that? Saka's been the best on the right. Pepe best on the left. Why does he swap it? And why did he change the defence as well? You don't keep changing the defence. Like us at West Ham, you never change the back four because you need that consistency. Yeah, that means he hasn't found his best 11. And if you don't find your best 11, you can have no consistency. And that is down to the manager.
Okay, let me tackle one thing at once. The back four. The back four. Gabriel was missed games due to COVID and sending off. David Luiz missed games due to a sending off. Pablo Marí was injured consistently at the beginning of the season. And when he came back, he got dropped. He got dropped at a certain point. Holding was the one staple consistently throughout the whole entire season, which majority of the fan base do not rate in the first place.
He's average. I wouldn't say bad. He's average. He's decent.
I would say one thing. He has been our most consistent player based on
I'll say that. I wouldn't say Gabriel because he hasn't really played, and since he got injured, he hasn't been the same.
This is not me saying he's the best player in the world.
No, mate. I know.
He's been consistent.
Okay? No, carry on, mate.
Now, when it comes to midfield, people forget how big of an impact we expected Thomas Partey to have this season. We expected him to have such a big impact in our midfield that we were willing to let Torreira and Guendouzi go on loan, and we didn't even replace them. We thought Thomas Partey by himself would replace the two players. In addition to that, the one thing we should be doing good at, which I don't get why we're doing bad, and this lays blame solely on Arteta and also some players underperforming, is the attack. The attack is undefensible.
Yeah.
The defense, you can credit it, but if you're not scoring goals, it doesn't benefit you.
That's what I'm saying when you say you improve your defense.
I completely see where people come from when they're saying they're not backing the manager. My whole entire case, to bring it back to the beginning, my whole entire case to back Arteta is I'm saying we're giving the man I'm giving him until next summer to get the deals done and get the transfers in. If he does not get the adequate signings in and he feels like he physically cannot do the job with the team, he should resign. He shouldn't even get to the reason why he deserves that is because I feel like he's been I feel like he gets it in the sense he's getting rid of players that we've been trying to get rid of for a long time.
That doesn't mean you deserve to stay though, does it? If things ain't happening on the pitch.
I'm starting to see that he's trying to implement a culture and get rid of players.
What culture?
There is no culture. He's trying to implement something.
He come out of Man City. The stuff that I listen to from his press conferences are absolutely embarrassing. Like, I get you, mate. You're a nice fella, mate. I ain't coming at you to start a row. Like, I respect you, mate. Like, I like your positives. You're not Thai, mate. Yeah, I like Ty as well, but you're a good guy, mate. But the stuff he comes out with, this is why I get where Arsenal fans. It's like me as West Ham. Yeah, I want to win. Even as a West Ham fan, look, that's funny, isn't it? Like, I want to win all the time, but I don't expect my manager to come out the things he says. Like some of the things, like what was it when he come back from Man City? He said, "Oh, it's an improvement. We didn't lose 3-0. You still lost." Bellerin said
Who
it.
said that? Who said that?
Didn't Bellerin say it? And he comes out saying we're dominating games. I can think of about 2 or 3 where you absolutely dominated games. Actually, not
We
even that.
dominated against Benfica, but we still lost. I mean, we still drew.
All I can say of Arteta, you may think but can't you see? I'm not going to be an Arsenal fan and say, "Oh, he's rubbish," but can't you at least see he might not be the right man? He might not even be. He might be a good manager. He might be, but can't you just see he might not be the right thing? Like, he just might not be the right time or the right manager. It's not his right being sure. Maybe he's just not the right guy, and that's not bad. That's not me digging at him, but he's not the right guy.
Do you feel like they have? I can trust the people who run the club to go and hire the right man.
Then why are you trusting the process if you don't trust the board?
The only reason why I trust Arteta to a certain extent is because he's already won. He's already witnessed what level of quality it takes to win in the Premier League. Being in that Man City dressing room, he sees the level of quality of players they have.
Mate, I'll tell you something. Have you seen number 2s that have stayed with Sir Alex Ferguson, that have gone to clubs and done nothing? Who's another one? Steve McLaren. What did he do?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he knows what level of quality players it takes to get to that level. He sees.
Doesn't mean you're going to get in the top.
They know what level of quality it takes. And right now at Arsenal, the one thing about Arteta he's not doing that people might want him to do, and you know what? It shows that he has the balls to do it. People are telling him, Arteta, throw everything to the wind. Everything you're trying to do, throw it out the door and just try to win each game. You know what he's doing? He's saying, no, I'm building. I'm trying to consistently play a certain way. I'm trying to have my wingers play a certain way. I'm trying to have my forwards play a certain way, and I'm not going to change. And
yeah, but that's fine, but it's not working. It's not working. That's what I'm saying. It's not working. And also, he has favourites. Let's say that right now.
Yeah, that is a problem. That is a problem.
All managers that have favourites don't do well when they're not doing well. It's like I just think for Arsenal, when you say the players ain't good enough, they are good enough to not be 10th. Let's be real. They should have been qualified.
That is true. That is true. But you're also discarding the circumstances that have happened. Aubameyang misfiring because of personal reasons. Thomas Partey being injured, who was supposed to be a crucial part of our team.
Let's say his man management has been poor.
His man management is poor.
What does man management do? Yeah, with man management, I've been in loads of dressing rooms. Like with Lacazette, he scored 4. How many goals he scored during that run? What did he do? Get dropped. 9 goals. 9, and he get dropped. Yeah, during that time. Martinelli was your best player last season. What did he do?
Martinelli has fitness issues. He's red flagged from the fitness. He's been red flagged. He's been red flagged. He can't play too many games or too many minutes. Even when he starts, he can only play 45 minutes because he's red flagged by the team.
Where's that come from?
That he's literally said Martinelli can only play like certain minutes.
Certain minutes. But what I'm saying is, even last season it happened with him. Yeah. This last season he didn't play for 3 months.
People are saying he's fit since December. No, he's not fit since December. If he was fit since December.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when did he get player of the month? January. Yeah. Was it January, December, or December? He got player of the month when he scored that amazing goal against Chelsea. Yeah. And then you didn't see him for 3 months, and he was not injured. He didn't play him, and then he comes on against Olympiacos, and he assisted Aubameyang for the goal, and that's the only time he come on. Yeah, and that was your player of the month. He got player of the month. He didn't play him. That's why I don't get his management's poor. He hasn't got tactics. Yeah, he's got tactics. I'm not one of people like Ollie where he doesn't have tactics, but their tactics are poor. His man management is poor. Your board has backed him more than Emery and Wenger in the last 5 years. That's 100%. With the players he's able to keep, who he's able to get out. Do you agree on that? So you said he's able to get all these players out. They're paid to get out of the club. Yeah? And you've looked at the players he's got in and you said, them players are not. When I mean they're not as bad as the ones he had before. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're great and everything, but they're better than the ones he had before. But they're still not up to standard. And you want to give him another transfer window to see what is it so bad to sack him now. What is so bad? You're always like, oh, we'll get another manager banned, but you forget how good a manager can be. Like, I think you've been blinded of how managers can actually be. You're like, oh no, we've gone on a good run and that. And most managers, if they're good, they don't go on a dip. They lose 1 or 2, and then they go on. Then they go. Then they keep it consistent.
Is there anything wrong with me wanting to say, hey, give this man until next season?
No.
And if at that point you sack him, because and if the next manager comes in and he's bad, you sack him also, because at the end of the day, all we care about is fans. I'm not here. It sounds like I'm always defending Arteta. It's not that.
No, you're not. You're defending the club.
I'm defending my theory on how I think this process should work. I'm not. Yeah, and when I say process, people think I'm talking about trust the process. I'm not talking about trust the process. Forget the freaking process. The process never started.
It's been lasting for 17 years. There's a progress of 17 years. That's the progress.
Bro, this issue has been going on since our last title challenge in like 2007. In my opinion,
no,
2015-16 wasn't even a title challenge. That was Fugazi. That was Fugazi.
You're not deluded.
Fairy dust.
So you're not deluded. I'll get you on that. See,
I'm not deluded. It's just people.
Oh no. I'm just.
Yeah, you can't get your point across when you're on a big panel. It's easier to get your point across in this kind of conversation.
The thing is, I don't like when you've got big names on social media. I've seen it a lot from the man in the hat. I ain't gonna say his name. When they're downing people for having a different opinion to theirs.
I don't down nobody. It's just people down me.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Like, I that's why I felt sorry for you and everything, and that's why I thought I'd come on. You know what I mean? But no, you're good.
Don't feel sorry for me, man. I'm a good. Nah. I got a good life. I got a good job. I'm doing this for fun.
The shit team.
Yeah, I just
become a West Ham fan, mate. Become a Ham.
I just support the Raptors, the Maple Leafs, the Lakers, or shit.
What about
I mean not the Lakers. Why did I say Lakers? I mean not the Lakers. The Leafs, the Blue Jays, the Raptors, and then Arsenal, and then the rest of the teams are shit, man. I don't even care about NFL anymore because I just gave up on the NFL.
Oh, I've forgiven up. I support the Jaguars, mate. We're rubbish.
You support the Jaguars? Why?
Because they're the West Ham American football. They're shit.
Listen. When it comes to DT, people misunderstand DT, man. DT is actually a cool guy. The thing about it is you get a defense mechanism doing YouTube for so long. You don't want to ever expose yourself to a conversation in which you could possibly lose.
No, the only thing I have with him is that when he comes out and says about I've got mental health myself. I'm only 21. I've had it for 10 years. The only thing is,
I'm gonna have to go.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'll see you on the show.
Thanks for having me on. Message me on Twitter. I'd love to have you on again.
Oh, thanks, mate. Keep it. Go on, mate. See you later.
No. Just stay. Don't go nowhere. Just 1 second. I'm gonna end the video now, guys. Everybody in the chat, big up to you guys. If you haven't already, smash a like on the video. And thank you guys. Have a good one.